I used to be just like you. I spent every morning and every night in front of the bathroom mirror, scrubbing away, convinced that as long as I used the right toothpaste and followed the 2-minute rule, my oral health was invincible. We are taught from childhood that brushing is the shield, and the dentist is the repairman. We believe that if our teeth look white and we use a bit of minty mouthwash, we are doing everything right. For a long time, I lived with that comforting illusion. I thought that the occasional bleeding when I brushed or that weird, sour taste in the back of my throat in the middle of the afternoon were just minor inconveniences of being human. I thought that if it didn't hurt, it wasn't a problem. But as time went on, I began to realize that I was wrong. I was looking at the surface while something much deeper and much more silent was happening underneath. The journey into understanding the truth about our mouths doesn't start with a sharp pain or a broken tooth. It starts with whispers. It starts with that moment when you wake up and realize that despite your rigorous hygiene, your breath feels heavy and unpleasant. You brush again, you use more mouthwash, but an hour later, that familiar embarrassing scent returns. You start to wonder if others can smell it. You start to pull back during conversations, keeping a distance or covering your mouth when you laugh. You tell yourself it's just something you ate, or maybe you're just dehydrated. But deep down, a seed of doubt is planted. This isn't just about food, this is a signal. It is the first warning from a body that is trying to tell you that something is out of balance. Then come the other signs. You notice a slight pink tint in the sink when you spit. Your gums look a bit more swollen than they used to. Perhaps a darker shade of red instead of a healthy pink. You feel a sudden zing of sensitivity when you drink cold water or have a hot cup of coffee. It's a fleeting discomfort, so you ignore it. You adapt. You start drinking through a straw or chewing on only one side of your mouth. You convince yourself that this is just a normal part of aging, but it isn't. This is the progression of a silent, invisible invasion. We think of our teeth as isolated tools, like pearls set in a necklace, but they are part of a complex, living ecosystem. When that ecosystem is compromised, the foundation begins to crumble. Most people don't realize that the human mouth is home to billions of microorganisms. It is a bustling city of bacteria, fungi, and viruses. In a healthy state, these inhabitants live in harmony. There are good bacteria that act as guardians, protecting our teeth and gums and even helping our digestion begin. But when the balance shifts, the bad bacteria take over. They don't just sit on the surface, they migrate. They hide in pockets beneath the gum line where your toothbrush can never reach. They create a film, a biological armor that protects them from your strongest mouthwashes. And as they multiply, they begin to release toxins that literally dissolve the fibers holding your teeth in place. This is why people suddenly wake up and realize their teeth feel loose or mobile. It didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, calculated process that took months or even years of quiet advancement. The emotional weight of this realization is heavy. There's a specific kind of fear that comes with the thought of losing your teeth. It's not just about the physical pain. It's about your identity. It's about the shame of a smile you can no longer show and the social anxiety of bad breath that no amount of gum can hide. You start to feel like a prisoner in your own body, frustrated because you followed all the rules. You brushed, you flossed, you spent money on expensive products, and yet the problem persists. You feel like you are failing, but the truth is the traditional methods failed you. They taught you to kill everything in your mouth, not realizing that by killing the bad, you were also destroying the good guardians your mouth needs to survive. As I dug deeper into the science of the oral microbiome, I began to see connections that most people never consider. Have you ever noticed how some people struggle with constant sinus pressure or unexplained allergies? Or perhaps you deal with digestive issues, bloating, and irregular bathroom habits despite eating a clean diet. It sounds far-fetched at first, but the mouth is the gateway to the entire body. When the bacterial balance in your mouth is broken, you are constantly swallowing millions of harmful microbes. They travel down your throat, into your lungs, and into your stomach. They trigger inflammation that spreads through your bloodstream like a wildfire. Your body is interconnected. A fire in the gateway will eventually smoke out the rest of the house. If you are currently struggling with persistent bad breath, bleeding gums, or the terrifying sensation that your teeth aren't as stable as they used to be, you need to understand that there is a missing piece to the puzzle. You have been fighting a war on the surface while the real battle is happening at the microscopic level. You don't need harsher chemicals. You need to restore the natural order. For anyone who is ready to stop the cycle of fear and finally address the root cause of these issues, there is a comprehensive guide available at the first link in the description and in the pinned comment. It is designed specifically for those who want to restore the balance of their oral bacteria in a simple and accessible way, stopping the damage before it becomes permanent. The reason why so many of us find ourselves in this position is that the modern dental industry is often focused on reactive care. We wait for a cavity to form, then we fill it. We wait for a gum infection to become severe, then we perform surgery. We are constantly chasing the symptoms. We use mouthwashes that are 20% alcohol. which dries out the mouth and creates a desert environment where the worst kind of bacteria thrive. We use toothpastes full of abrasives that wear down our natural enamel. We are essentially trying to clean a garden by salting the earth. Sure, the weeds die, but nothing healthy can grow there either. This explains why you can spend thousands of dollars at the dentist and still feel like your oral health is declining. You might get a professional cleaning, and for a week, things feel better. But because the underlying bacterial imbalance was never corrected, the harmful colonies grow back almost immediately. It's a lucrative cycle for the industry, but a devastating one for your wallet and your well-being. Logic dictates that if the current way of doing things worked, we wouldn't have an epidemic of gum disease and tooth loss in a society that has more dental products than ever before. We are missing the forest for the trees. The danger of ignoring these early signs, the sensitivity, the smell, the slight redness, is that the cost of waiting is always higher. It's higher in terms of the money you will eventually have to spend on implants and bridges. It's higher in terms of the physical pain of invasive procedures, and it's highest in terms of your long-term health. Science is now showing clear links between chronic oral inflammation and serious systemic issues like heart disease and diabetes. What starts as a small inconvenience in your mouth can become a life-altering medical crisis. But it doesn't have to be that way. There is a shift in perspective happening, a move toward biological and regenerative care that focuses on harmony rather than destruction. When you begin to treat your mouth as a living ecosystem, everything changes. You stop seeing germs as the enemy and start seeing balance as the goal. You realize that your body actually wants to heal. It has the blueprint for health already written in its DNA. It just needs the right environment to execute that plan. By shifting the environment of your mouth from acidic and toxic to alkaline and supportive, you give your gums the chance to tighten, your enamel the chance to remineralize, and your breath the chance to become naturally fresh again. It's a feeling of immense relief when you finally find an explanation that connects all the dots. Why your digestion improved when you fixed your mouth, or why your energy levels returned once the hidden inflammation was gone. If you are tired of the endless cycle of expensive appointments and temporary fixes, and you want to finally take control of your health by acting on the real cause of the problem, I highly encourage you to check out the method shared in the first link of the description and the pinned comment. This is for the person who is done with the frustration of sensitive teeth and the insecurity of bad breath, and is ready for a logical, evidence-based approach to reclaiming their body. The more we look at the latest research into the oral microbiome, the more we see that the mouth is the most important frontier for health in the 21st century. We have spent decades focusing on gut health, but we forgot that the gut starts at the lips. By protecting the microbes that belong in our mouths, we protect our heart, our brain, and our longevity. This isn't a miracle cure or a magic potion. It is the application of fundamental biological truths. It is about moving away from the scorched earth policy of oral hygiene and moving toward a nurturing policy. Imagine waking up a month from now. You run your tongue across your teeth and they feel smooth and solid. You look in the mirror and your gums are a firm, pale pink, hugging the base of your teeth tightly. You breathe into your hand and realize there is no scent, just neutral, clean air. The anxiety you used to feel before a meeting or a date is gone. The fear of the dentist's chair has been replaced by the confidence of knowing your body is in a state of repair, not decay. This transformation is possible for anyone who's willing to stop looking at the symptoms and start looking at the source. The journey from confusion to understanding is the most powerful one you can take. Once you see the silent process for what it is, you can no longer be a victim of it. You move from a place of fear of losing your teeth, fear of aging, fear of social rejection, to a place of absolute control. You become the steward of your own health. You understand the why behind every sensation in your mouth, and you have the tools to respond effectively. In the end, this is about more than just a smile. It is about the dignity of feeling healthy and the freedom of living without a hidden health ticking time bomb. The evidence is clear, the path is logical, and the solution is within reach. You have the power to stop the silent progression today. You have the power to restore the balance and reclaim your life. It starts with one small shift in understanding, and it leads to a lifetime of health. Don't wait for the pain to become unbearable. Listen to the whispers now, so you don't have to endure the screams of your body later. Take the first step toward a new way of living, where your oral health is no longer a source of stress, but a foundation of your strength. Everything you need to begin this transformation is waiting for you. The clarity you've been looking for is here. The hope for a future without dental anxiety is real. It's time to move past the old, ineffective ways and embrace the future of oral care. A future where you don't just survive, but thrive, starting from the very first breath of the day. The secret to a healthy body has been hidden in plain sight, right inside your mouth all along. Now that you know the truth, the choice is yours. Choose the path of restoration. Choose the path of balance. Choose to look deeper than the surface. Your body will thank you for years to come. Stay informed, stay proactive, and remember that the most important part of your health journey begins with the very next breath you take. It is never too late to turn things around. The silent revolution starts now, and it starts with you. Focus on the cause, and the symptoms will take care of themselves. This is the promise of biology, and it is a promise you can trust. Turn the page on the old story of decay and start writing a new chapter of vitality today. Your journey to a balanced, healthy, and confident life is just beginning. Follow the guidance provided, trust the process of restoration, and watch as your entire world changes, one healthy breath at a time. The path is open, the knowledge is yours, and the results are waiting. Grab hold of this opportunity and don't look back. Your health, your smile, and your future are worth it. Embrace the change and step into a new reality of total well-being. This is the end of the old way and the beginning of a better, brighter, and healthier you. Believe in the power of your own body to heal and give it exactly what it needs to succeed. The transformation is in your hands. Reach out and take it. Your mouth is the gateway. Make sure it is a gateway to health, not a gateway to disease. The power is yours. Start today.